It's still a lot
Whoa,
of.
whoa, whoa. Careful. Don't let them hear that.
Well,
They get so prickly anytime.
Klingberg, Wallman, Stetcher, Kulak.
Wallman's added a lot.
For sure. And I'm not saying Klingberg's been great for them. That is not meant to take away from them. I'm saying if you look at the teams who have won the Cup over the past 10 years, they've been loaded on the back end. The Oilers are just passable at best. With Ekholm back, Bouchard, Nurse, then I can see it. If they get him back here, I don't think that this decor could get you through 2 more rounds without Ekholm. Ekholm, I think, gets you over the top. The forwards are better than they've been, and that's because Kane and Frederick have given them a physical net front edge to go with Perry and Draisaitl and all those guys around the net.
And they're scoring. They've all been able to put the puck in the net, and Connor Brown has just been such a presence.
He's a worker, man. He's a worker. He'll give you everything he's got. Hyman, we talked about him in the first hour too. It's kind of the same thing. So
We talked about Hyman in the first hour?
Yeah. There's a lot of playoff built dudes on the Oilers up front. So yeah. Dallas, I will say, is loaded. It's going to be a heck of a series.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to that. The thing is with Dallas is that they are better too. And having Rantanen is that's a bit of an upgrade.
Their depth guys were not depth guys, even they're stars. Robertson, Wyatt Johnson has not had a lot of luck around the net. They're going to have to get going here to match what is a team that could easily put up a 5 spot every night.
Every game. The Kings were the best or second best defensive team, according to Sportlogic, this year, and they just couldn't hold back the flood. And Vegas was the other team. That was definitely top 3 defensively all year long, and same thing. So good luck.
This is the first Western Conference Finals rematch in more than a decade, and just the 10th time in NHL's expansion era that the teams will face off in at least 2 straight years during the Final Four. In 4 of the previous 9 instances, each side won at least once. So I think the last time that there was a rematch would have been Kings and Blackhawks, which would have been 2014, 2013 era. So it's Stars and Oilers have a lot of playoff history. I remember they used to play in the first round all the time. It would be first versus 8th. There's a lot of history between these two teams.
This would be a good special teams battle. You know how good the Oilers power play is. Both teams have been good. So the power play of Dallas in the first 2 rounds, 30.4 and 31%. And their PK was above 85% in both rounds. So their special teams have been awesome. Their goaltending has been great. It's going to be tight.
In a few minutes, we'll welcome in Kevin Lowe, 6-time Stanley Cup champion, Hall of Famer. And then at 5:30 Eastern, Rick Tocchet. We haven't had Talk on the show, obviously, for a while. As a head coach, he's made a couple of appearances on our show, but this one will be fun.
Yeah. As soon as he left Vancouver, I was like, hey, Talk. Maybe you could have been left a little longer. And a couple texts went unreplied, and that's very unlike him. He used to get back to me a lot when he was an analyst. I was like, Talk's getting another job. He's not getting back to me. He's getting another job. So there we go. I'm really looking forward to having him on. He was our favorite. We had him on at least once a month in the first couple of years of our show. We had him on all the time, and he's one of our faves. So I'm looking forward to getting him back on.
I thought there was a chance he'd just take the TV thing for a year again.
You know what I like about this, though? I think Philly's PR is pretty open, right?
Oh, yeah.
We had
really good.
Pierre on. We had Jones
really
on.
Actually, the best in the
multiple
business,
times
probably.
throughout the year.
Yeah.
So, we could probably get Talk a few times next year.
Yeah, it'd be
a little more challenging when he was with Vancouver.
Yeah. He'll be our Flyers analyst.
Yeah, he could be. God, hey, the best Flyers analysis we got this year, shout out Charlie O'Connor, but it was from Jones and Briere, who are like, we're not a playoff team.
We suck.
We're trading everyone we can. They were in a playoff spot when we had him on. He's like, we're not good.
In November, by the way. In November, he's telling us we're trading everybody. Yeah. All right, a guy that's made a few trades of his own over his executive career, Kevin Lowe, now joins us. Stanley Cup champion 6 times, 1 with me. Lowsy, how are you, pal? Thanks for joining us.
Hey, my pleasure, Kip. Always looking forward to coming on your show.
So where are we on the Oiler vibe out west here? And compared to last season or going back to your dynasties?
Well, I would say, I mean, it depends who you're talking to. If you're asking me personally, I would say that this is as good a team as the Oilers have had since the dynasty years. And that would include the run in '06 when they went to Game 7 of the finals. I think what Jeff Jackson and Stan Bowman have done, cobbling together some players to really fill out a real need in the lineup, particularly for me, which I always thought was lacking, was the heaviness up front, and they've addressed that. And then, one step even better than that, they've added the puck moving on the back end, which really complements the forward group we have. So if I would have looked at the Oilers teams, even last year's team, they didn't have enough heaviness up front, and that was a difference in the Florida series, if you ask me. They have heaviness up front. They're a heavy, hard team, evident to what they did to Vegas in that 5-game series.
So, Lozy, do you believe that the type of goals that get scored in playoffs are different? Because it feels like the success that these guys are having offensively, it's a lot of Kane and Hyman and Frederick and kind of guys around that blue paint.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Okay.
You have to go to the blue paint. There's, everybody's blocking shots. The goalies are, especially when you get this time of year, the goalies are all good. You have to, I mean, even in the glory years, I mean, we scored goals by the boatloads, as you guys would remember. And when you're playing against good teams, you got to go to the paint. That's where you got to score the goals.
We're watching and listening to 6-time Stanley Cup champion Kevin Lowe, Hockey Hall of Famer. So, Lozy, just going back to the blue line here, and I know we can talk about the addition of Wallman and even Klingberg coming in. But the one thing that I've noticed more than anything is that guys like Bouchard and Nurse have limited the gaffes, the turnovers, and they're better. They're less of them, and where's the stability coming from those two guys in particular for me?
Well, I think Darnell, if anything over the years, he's in the regular season particularly, I think sometimes his mind wanders a little bit. I think he's built for the playoffs. I remember the World Juniors in Canada a number of years ago when they played the Russians in the finals, and that said a lot for me in terms of what Darnell Nurse can do. Is he was a wrecking machine in that game. For anybody who remembers the game, I believe it was the gold medal game, and he's got great reach, he's great athletic ability, and lots of desire. So I mean, he plays his best hockey when the game's on the line. And relative to Evan Bouchard, it's hard when you're a skilled guy like that. I mean, Paul Coffey's a great example. I mean, during the regular season, he wasn't the best defenseman in terms of defending, but he could. It's just that the demand, the need for him was to be more offensive than defensive. And I think you can. I don't want to compare Evan Bouchard to Paul Coffey quite